Okay, UFC 328 was last night. I already gave my full thoughts and opinion on that main event, so please watch that video. This video, we are just going to check out the rest of the card from last night, really get into that Josh Van win, that Sean Brady win, which took me by surprise. I'm sure it took some other people by surprise too with those betting lines. Let me pull up these stats. Okay. Wow, look at the activity in that main event. That is a lot of strikes from both guys. Okay. Joshua Van versus Tatsuro Taira. Wow. The activity is just off the charts. That was an insane fight. Okay. Joshua Van retains in a 5th round stoppage over Tatsuro Taira. This was a fantastic fight. Probably, well, no, not probably. I think this is definitely, wow, shit. Hoken and Blades happened. Those two fights. This fight is definitely in running for fight of the year. It's still early, but we will see how that goes, obviously. But this fight was insane. First round, both guys come out. Joshua Van sticking behind the jab. Taira's able to get the takedown. That was really the story of this fight. Taira was able to get Josh to the ground. He wasn't able to do much with it when he got it there, though. He was able to get some control time, but no damage. He wasn't able to get any damage off. And Josh did a very good job of, even when Taira would establish mount on him, he was able to get a butterfly in, and then sometimes two, and he would elevate Taira off him and scramble back up to his feet. He did a very good job of negating anything on the ground. So Taira was able to get the takedowns. You see 8 for 21. So he shot a lot, and he was able to get 8 of them. But when he got down there, he really was not able to do anything to Josh, which was a great sign if you're a Joshua Van fan. But Tatsuro definitely put him in some sticky situations. Like, you could have seen this going the other way for sure. But Josh was able to really just do what he does, stick behind the jab, start putting combinations together. He really started to put things together in that second round. I believe in that second round, right at the end, is when he dropped him. And then that third round was like an avalanche. And I didn't think Tatsuro was going to make it out of the third round. And you could have, if a ref stopped it, I wouldn't have been super upset. Because there was definitely points where it was looking like that. But he was able to survive. He even was able to get a takedown. And then he comes back in the fourth. And, I wish I would have rewatched this morning, but I think he won the fourth. I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure he ended up winning that fourth round. So going into the fifth, it could have been 2-2. And then fifth round, Joshua Van comes out, finishes the fight. What really set up that finish was him going to the body. He talked about in the post fight, his coach told him go to the body and it's over. He goes to the body, he goes back up top. I don't think anyone should be mad about the stoppage. Tatsuro starts to turn his back away, which is not intelligently defending yourself. Starts turning his back and also crumbling at the same time. There's really not much to do there if you're a referee other than stop the fight, especially when you think about all the damage Tatsuro took. The kid's only 26. Like, he will definitely be fighting for the belt again. So he already took a hell of a lot of damage leading up to that point. I get why he was pissed. He's in the zone. He was not getting out of there unless Josh put him to sleep. So, super game performance from Taira, and definitely had his moments. Even when you thought the fight was going to be over, he was able to come back, get takedowns. I think the thing that will take him to the next level is just working on being able to do damage on the ground. We saw it in the Moreno fight, but he just wasn't able to establish any of that against Joshua Van, which I think does say a lot about Joshua Van's ability and defensive grappling on the ground. Going into this, I felt like this was a perfect test for him before the eventual Pantoja rematch that will happen. And I mean, he passed with flying colors. Hopefully he makes even more improvement before the Pantoja fight. It would be great if he, is able to stuff more takedowns. I think because Tetsuro's amazing and he will be, even better, and he is super high level, but Pantoja, if it's the Pantoja that we know, is, another level above that, I think, in the grappling and obviously on the feet. So great performance from Joshua Van. And then at the end of the fight, when Pantoja's in the crowd and he tells him, get your shit together and we could run it back if you want to. And then he just laughs. It's like watching Joshua Van is like watching your friend who is just like a sick fighter that got the UFC belt and just has 24-year-old exuberant confidence. Like you can tell even though he's lost, he believes he's invincible. And it's just funny. Like, I love Joshua Van. It's funny watching that. Like, watching him talk to Pantoja like that was hilarious to me. And Pantoja's just like straight face, like, this motherfucker talking to me? Yes, he's talking to you, Pantoja. So, Joshua Van, fantastic performance. Tatsuro Taira looked very good at certain points, and just the toughness and durability was next level. Alexander Volkov and Waldo Cortez Acosta. Honestly, I kind of thought that I wasn't keeping the best score this fight. I kind of thought that Waldo may have won. He didn't seem like super upset with the decision or anything. He looked disappointed. Not the best performance from Volkov. This fight was, had its moments where guys landed shots or were trying to land big shots. They're heavyweights at the end of the day, so like anytime they even miss, it's like, oh shit. But Volkov is just annoying to watch because he's so big, and he is a very good striker, but there's times where I feel like he could keep the distance a lot better and use his jab more, and he just doesn't. He loves to kick, but it's like you're 6'7", 6'8", like he can definitely control the distance a little better if he wanted to and not have to be pushed up against the fence the whole time. So solid win for him. Waldo probably, fights someone in the like 5 to 10 range. And Volkov, I don't know, because he has the Gone controversial loss. He's lost to Tom. I don't know where he goes from here. Maybe he'll fight the winner of, like, if Josh Hokett wins, maybe. Or maybe Hokett will fight Waldo if he beats Derek Lewis. So we'll see. This one, man, Sean Brady made me eat shit. I really thought that Buckley, 245 to 21 total strikes. I thought Buckley, after that Usman fight, was going to have learned a lot. I liked that he went and started training with Kamaru, trying to pick his brain and learn, the mistakes he made in that fight. But in that first round, after he stuffed the first 2 takedowns, he didn't do shit after that. Sean was able to implement his game plan and completely dominate. You see 2 30-25s, which is fair, and a 30-27. I think there should have been a 10-8 in there, so I'm not mad at those scorecards at all. The betting lines were crazy on this. The fact that Brady swung to like a plus 230 underdog from being like a minus 180 favorite. This was a fight I did bet on this, and to me, I was just going to bet on whoever the dog was, because this fight was like both of these guys were the anecdote to the other. And whoever was able to implement their game plan was going to win this fight. And Sean did that, insanely well and really shocked me. When he fights his fight, he can beat anybody. I mean, he took a hit in that Michael Morales fight. He took a hit to his stock. But, who knows what happens if they fight again. Like, Brady looked amazing tonight. And for Buckley, it's tough. I don't know. That's 2 in a row where the same exact thing happened to you in both fights and you weren't able to do anything. So he's got to take a step back and really figure out what's going on with that. Tank, come on, dude. Oh. Oh boy, I had to let the dog out. I'm not editing that. So, but Buckley, yeah, man, he's got to take a step back and figure out what the fuck is up with his grappling, because not only could he not stuff a takedown, when he got on his back, he was not able to get to a hip. I know it's easier said than done when Sean Brady's on top of you, but if you want to be elite in the division, you got to figure out how to do that. Create some sort of scramble, something. Because he had nothing for Sean Brady. Not a very entertaining fight, but Sean Brady was able to just absolutely nullify everything and dominate. Buckley really didn't even land anything on Sean, which was great for Sean. Sean, maybe you do. JDM's 2 losses in a row, though. I don't know if you do that fight. Maybe Buckley and JDM. The matchups at welterweight are endless, so both of these guys, even with a loss, Buckley will still be in the mix and have, a big fight. But it'll be interesting to see where both of these guys go from here, because Brady, he got back on the mic and he was like, I'm back top 5 in this bitch. Philly, stand up, which was great. But he's still going to have to beat someone else before he can get a title shot, because you got Proches sitting there, you got Michael Morales sitting there, and Ian Gary still needs his title shot. So he's going to have to win another fight for sure, in my opinion. Again, not the most eventful fight, but dominant from Sean Brady. King Green. Man, if you were picking this fight, I thought it was a little crazy that he was such a big favorite, but obviously looking back now, it's not crazy at all. I wouldn't have picked him by submission, so if you picked him by submission, congratulations, you probably won a lot of money. Jeremy Stephens, I thought he was going to retire in there. Maybe he did. I haven't seen that, but he took his gloves off. And then Bobby Green, his post-fight speech, you can knock me out, you can submit me, but you can't kill me. And that's a fact. Bobby Green's been around forever, and he's always in entertaining fights. Like, you can never count him out. Does he beat anyone, in the top 10? No, but sometimes he does. He beat Grant Dawson. Like, he's got some big wins. He just beat Daniel Zellhuber. I know that's not top 10, but like, that's a young stud up and comer. So never count Bobby Green out. Atiba Gutierrez with the round 2 knockout. Ozzy Diaz, I thought he did very well in the first round, and basically just trying to make it to the second round and do what he can to try to do something, but had a solid first round, was able to get to the second round. He was trying to stick behind the jab, tried to get the clinch, maybe drain Atiba a little bit, but at the end of the day, it didn't matter. Atiba was like a minus 1,300 favorite, and he showed exactly why, because he sent Ozzy to the nether realm with that little Ozzy threw a very lazy jab out there, which his corner told him not to do, because it would be easy to counter. Throws that lazy jab, and Atiba comes right over the top with like a little shovel right hand hook. And then, that was all she wrote. Joel Alvarez versus Yaroslav Amosov. This was the Yaroslav Amosov, I think, out of all the Bellator fighters. For some reason, he's the least known. I guess it's because he's a grappler and not like knocking anyone out. But he has always been, like, in my opinion, the best fighter that was in Bellator. He has 1 loss to Jason Jackson after having a long title reign. But he's only 32, which I also thought he was like 35, 36. So he is way younger than I thought and can definitely make a run to the belt. If you guys saw that performance he had, he dominates round 1 after getting the takedown. Isn't able to do too much to Joel Alvarez, but ends round 1 with that sick takedown. I don't even know what that's called, but that takedown that he had, where he basically drops behind Joel Alvarez and throws him over his own body. Second round, Joel Alvarez keeps it on the feet for a little bit. Yaroslav is showing some of his striking. It's rudimentary, but he has some good techniques in there. Landed the head kick, which was slick. And then I think Alvarez threw something. He ducks under it, gets to the single leg, then gets to the body lock, dumps him straight into side control, straight into the arm triangle, and that was all she wrote. Yaroslav Amosov is your dark horse at 170, and everyone needs to keep an eye on him, in my opinion. Grant Dawson, big win for him. That was a very tough fight. Raumbechki is always a hard fight and is in insane fights. Grant Dawson got dropped, was able to get through it and then find the submission. Really good performance from him. Jim Miller, you got to be happy for. Vintage Jim Miller gets the guillotine, talks about, you know, his son beating cancer. And Jim Miller's just the definition of a fighter and just so savvy and crafty. I think he'll make a great coach if he wants to do that when he retires. Big win for him. Awesome to see. Prelims, Kopylov was the dog. Got the decision over Marco Tulio. Almost had him out of there a couple times. Pat Sabatini won by decision. Gomez just really didn't do enough on the feet when he needed to. Sushikayev, kind of similar to all his performances, where it's like, I know you got some talent, like you look pretty good, but you're just not doing what you need to do. But he ends up pulling it out, so that was good for him. And Jose Ochoa looked very good against Clayton Carpenter. So great fight card, all in all. Great night of fights. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I think my standout slept on performance from the night, I'm gonna go with Amosov. Again, I've known about him for a long time, so when he came to the UFC and there wasn't any hype on him like they did for these other Bellator guys like Pico and Pitbull and Patchy Mix, I was like, if there was anyone you wanted to hitch your wagon to as far as who's the best out of them, to me it was clearly Amosov. But again, maybe it's because of the grappling style. They didn't really want to get behind him, and because the other Bellator guys haven't looked the best. But it is what it is. He'll have a big fight coming up for him. So that was awesome. Let me know what you guys thought about this card and who had your favorite performance of the night. That is all I got for you, and I will see you in the next video.